Welcome to another episode of PlacidWay Pulse. I am your host, and I am sitting here with our resident expert. How are you doing today? Have your legs recovered from that massive weekend hike you were planning?
I survived. Yeah, I will admit my right knee is definitely reminding me today that, well, we aren't quite as young as we used to be.
Yes, yeah.
Every step down the stairs this morning was, a little bit of a careful calculation.
See, that is exactly why I wanted to dive into this topic today.
Hmm.
Because for you, that soreness goes away, right?
Truthfully, yeah.
But for millions of people, a tiny change in how they step, like a slight limp, can actually destroy a perfectly healthy hip decades later. And so that brings us to our mission for you today in this deep dive. We were exploring, well, a massive shift in healthcare.
Oh, absolutely.
People are escaping these agonizing wait lists and just sky-high out-of-pocket costs by crossing the border into Mexico.
Yeah.
And they're doing this to completely eliminate chronic joint pain and arthritis.
It's just an incredible shift, really. Instead of, accepting this total decline in their mobility, patients are finding these world-class solutions just a short flight away.
Right, because honestly, when you look at the North American healthcare system right now, it basically feels like your car is actively breaking down on the highway, and you're told, well, you have to wait 3 years for a ridiculously overpriced mechanic just to pop the hood.
Yeah, that analogy is unfortunately very accurate. But to understand how these specialized destinations actually fix the body, we first have to look at how it breaks down in the first place.
Right, the root cause.
Exactly. It's almost never just one isolated event. Take this patient, Aaron, right? He's a 70-year-old guy. Back in 1996, he suffered a fracture to his ankle and his hip.
Okay, wait, let's unpack that. So we're talking about an initial trauma from, what, decades ago?
Yeah, exactly. And during his recovery, he had to use this corrective shoe insert just to walk.
Oh, man.
Right, but using that insert caused him to, well, unconsciously overcompensate. He basically shifted his body weight.
Ah, I see where this is going.
Yeah, day after day, year after year, that uneven pressure was slowly grinding down the cartilage in his good hip, and that led to severe post-traumatic arthritis.
Wow, so it's basically like driving on a small spare tire for a decade and wondering why the entire axle eventually snaps.
That is exactly it. The body tries to protect the injured part by overloading the healthy part, and eventually, you lose that protective cartilage entirely. You're just left with this agonizing bone-on-bone friction.
Man, and when that axle finally snaps, like, the cost to fix it up here in the U.S. or Canada is just devastating. It leaves people completely stuck.
Which is exactly why medical travel is totally changing the game. Like down in Puerto Vallarta, there are these highly renowned orthopedic surgeons like Dr. Greig, who brings over 45 years of experience to the operating table.
45 years, wow.
Yeah, it's wild. And he's rebuilding these joints using some incredibly advanced materials. We're talking aerospace-grade ceramics and porous titanium implants.
Wait, porous titanium? Why does the metal need to be porous? Like, wouldn't you want it completely solid?
Well, that's actually the brilliant part. Instead of just, gluing a smooth piece of metal into the body, the titanium is manufactured with these tiny microscopic holes. It's almost like a hard sponge.
Okay, I'll follow you.
So your natural living bone cells actually grow into those pores and literally weave themselves through the metal.
Are you serious? So it becomes part of you?
Exactly. The implant literally becomes a living, integrated part of your skeleton. And then the ceramic acts as this super smooth surface, so the joint glides without any friction at all.
That makes so much sense. You aren't just bolting a replacement part on.
Yeah.
You're, like, letting the body fuse right with it.
Precisely. And because these surgical techniques are so advanced now, patients are often up and walking within 3 to 4 days of surgery.
That is incredible.
It is. They completely bypass those agonizing Canadian wait times and, the massive deductibles you always see in the U.S.
Well, that is definitely life-changing for a mechanical issue, right?
Yeah.
But what if the axle isn't breaking from wear and tear? Like, what if your own body is actively attacking the joints?
Yeah, autoimmune conditions. That is a completely different systemic failure. And this brings us to Robert. He is a retired architect from Texas.
Okay.
So he developed rheumatoid arthritis, and it was so severe it literally turned his hands into painful claws. He couldn't even sketch anymore.
Oh, that's terrible for an architect.
Right. And the standard medical route offered to him was just a lifetime of heavy immune-suppressing steroids.
Which, that just sounds awful. Like, nobody wants to trade their joint pain for, constant brain fog, fatigue, and having a totally compromised immune system.
No, exactly. So he refused that. Instead, he used PlacidWay to find the immunity therapy center down in Tijuana.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they use a completely different approach called immune balancing. So instead of just shutting the immune system down with steroids, they use targeted cellular nutrition, specialized IVs, and hyperthermia to holistically reset the body.
Okay, wait, I have to push back a little here.
Sure.
Because hyperthermia sounds a bit, I don't know, almost too holistic to be true. Like, how does raising your body temperature actually fix arthritis?
No, it's a great question. So hyperthermia is essentially controlled heat therapy. When doctors safely raise the body's core temperature, it mimics a fever.
Okay, yeah.
And a fever is just the body's natural way of stimulating the immune system to fight off threats, right?
Right. I track with that.
By inducing this artificially, along with these specific IV nutrients, it essentially reboots the immune system. It basically tricks those confused cells into stopping their attack on the joints and just returning to normal function.
Wow. Okay, that actually makes biological sense. It's almost like doing a hard reset on a freezing computer.
Exactly like that.
But still, I have to wonder, how does a patient confidently navigate something like that in another country without feeling just totally lost?
Well, that is exactly why platforms like PlacidWay exist. They remove all the guesswork. Before Robert ever even left Texas, he was set up with direct virtual consultations with the specialists.
Oh, so he talked to them beforehand.
Exactly. He knew exactly what the biological protocol was going to be, and he received completely transparent upfront pricing. Like, no hidden fees, no surprises.
Man, so, what does this all mean for you, the listener? It basically means whether your body requires advanced porous titanium to fix a mechanical issue or a total immune reboot to heal from the inside out, world-class relief is actually accessible. You don't have to wait for that overpressed mechanic.
You can take the wheel again and get back to living pain-free.
I love that. But it does leave me with one final thought for you to ponder today. If our bodies are so incredibly sensitive that compensating for just a tiny limp can completely destroy a perfectly healthy hip decades later, well, what other hidden imbalances are we unconsciously walking around with every single day?